5 minutes for your opening statement. Just understand that your entire opening statement was part of the record, and the members will read it. So to the extent you're able to do so, please limit your opening statement to 5 minutes. With that, Administrator Long.
Chairman Gowdy, Ranking Member Cummings, distinguished members of the committee, I'm here in the spirit of improvement. I'm here to discuss the way forward that FEMA is moving, as well as not just FEMA, but also the entire field of emergency management. I think it's important for me to tell you what a successful response and recovery looks like, because it involves a partnership. It involves the whole community. It's a lot more than just FEMA. If anybody's expecting that it's just FEMA who comes in and does the response and the recovery, they're mistaken. Emergency management is like a chair that's supported with 4 legs. One leg is the federal government. The second leg is the state and local governments. The third leg is the private sector and non-governmental organizations. And the fourth leg is the prepared citizenry that's properly insured, and it involves neighbor helping neighbor. When all 4 legs of those to that chair are present, then disaster response and recovery goes pretty well. We've seen that model take place in California, or as Congressman Ross said, in Florida. We've seen it take place in a lot of the communities, and that's the common denominator for the formula of success. That was not what was present going into Puerto Rico, unfortunately, and now I'm working every day to make sure that all 4 of those legs are a part of that chair. Because if one leg is missing, that chair becomes less stable. And we've got to do everything that we can to bolster state and local capability, private sector capability, and incorporate them into meaningful fashion into our plans, and that's what I'm doing. I'd also like to talk about the magnitude of the recent disasters and what my staff has been diligently working on and pushing forward. They're tremendous individuals, and they bust their rear ends for Americans every single day, and I'm proud of them. And let's talk about the magnitude of this. We have 514 open disasters across half this globe, from the Mariana Islands all the way to the Virgin Islands. We've seen 6 major landfall and hurricanes, 5 of the most historic wildfires in the last 15 months. That's on top of 75 declared total disasters last year, 68 this year, and we've also provided support to 113 wildfires. My staff has been busting their rear ends to help others. The average deployment of my staff is 136 days as they go out to take care of people and try to put people's lives back together. And I think that should be recognized. I really do. This agency is doing everything that it can to push forward to help people before, during, and after disasters, but it goes back to what is a partnership in the whole community. The lessons learned: we need to do a lot of work with the private sector to understand survivable communications. We need to do everything we can to bolster state and local capability, but it's state legislators stepping up and funding their agencies properly and establishing rainy day funds. It's state and local governments that need to establish pre-event contracts to do commodities. We were able to mobilize over $2 billion worth of commodities to Puerto Rico specifically as a result of Hurricane Maria. The issue was not getting food, water, and resources to Puerto Rico. The issue was one of not being able to communicate where those should go. That's the problem we got to fix. Our after-action report is an open and honest assessment of the mistakes that were made and what we need to overcome, and I would ask people to take that into consideration. What are we doing? We've put together a whole community plan, a strategic plan that involves the whole community. We got 2,300 comments back from our constituents, and we arrived at 3 simple but very ambitious goals. Create a true culture of preparedness that does not exist in this country. People are underinsured. People can't put their hands on $500 to buy the insurance, which makes FEMA's role greater and increasing exponentially. We have put forward more individual assistance in the last 16 months than the agency has done in the 10 years previous combined. We actually have responded and put more assistance forward in the last 16 months than the agency did in the last 38 years combined. 38 years have been packed into the last 16 months, and my agency never gets enough credit for it. And I'm asking for your help, because laws need to change on the way we do disaster recovery housing. We need to have oversight and accountability not only of FEMA, but also of what's going on at the state and local level. There's 9 states that don't have a rainy day fund in this country. What are we doing about it to make sure that they have their own baseline capability to handle disasters? If you're expecting FEMA to be the only responder and the first responder for all these events, well, then you're going to have to quadruple my budget and increase my staffing patterns tremendously. But I don't think that's the way forward. I don't think that a bigger FEMA is the answer here. So I'm here today, humbly, to talk about the way forward. Place blame on me all you want. That's fine. I can take it. But that's not going to be the answer to solving the problems of the future. And what I'm asking for is a diplomatic opportunity to do so. And I need your support to do it. And I'm happy to provide all the information you need or all the ideas to do this right. Thank you.
Major General Spellman.